What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to another beautiful day. Man, oh man, this boat is sweet. It's an old retired pilot boat from Alaska. I drive by this boat all the time, and I had to come to this area of town a couple of weeks ago, and I saw it again. And I didn't think I was going to be over here for a while, but Saturday's for the boys, so I'm doing a bunch of just high testosterone stuff today, I suppose. So I stopped over here in this area to pick up a new scope for my AR-10. And while I was over here, I was like, while in Rome, might as well stop and just see what's the story behind this particular boat. And it's pretty sweet. I knocked on the door. It's Saturday, so I'm surprised he was here. It's a nice watch and clock restoration spot over here in Orange Park, Florida on 17. And I knocked on the door. Cool guy opened the door and told me the story about it. I asked him if it was for sale, and he said not right now, because he's considering putting new ribs on it over the winter time and getting it back out on the water. But he said this thing is a unit. He said it was from Alaska. He got it from during the lockdown a couple of years ago. He said he was online on a government auction and picked this thing up for about $10,000. And at the time, the engine had less than 40 hours on it. Pilot boat up in Alaska. He said he put a few $1,000s into the T-top, and then he got it repowered with these Hondas over here. And these Hondas have 101 hours on them. This saddle is sweet. Such a cool way to ride. It makes sense to me. These are the same hatches that I got at Marine Connection Liquidator as well, that I put on the Jones Brother, the exact same hatches, so that's pretty cool. You have your shore power over here, storage, battery, nice igloo up front. These ribs have definitely seen better days. I've never worked on a ribbed boat before, but I watch a lot of Nick Fry videos over in Australia, and he has a ribbed boat, and that's what really turned me on to these units. And I've wanted to get my hands on one for a while, but I could never find one that's actually for sale at a good price. He paid 10 on this one, put a few thousand into it. I wonder what he would sell it for. He said it's just a perfect running boat though. A couple fuel water separators back here. This thing is so sick. Trailer's a unit as well. It looks for sure just like a city owned trailer. Nice and yellow. Super cool guy who was in there working just now as well. You never know whenever you're doing a drive-by and you knock on somebody's door asking if something is for sale. Sometimes you get shooed away. And this time, no. He was cool. He actually opened the door working on a watch. So fits the bill for sure. Then we just had a little conversation about it. I guess also that is what is inside the ribs. Nothing too fancy, I suppose. I don't know why, I always thought it was just air. Looks like it's now registered in Florida. Over here, Silver Ships, Mobile, Alabama. Badge up front. Fire extinguisher looks a little dusty. Fenders. The whole side of the boat is essentially a fender. Double keys in the vessel. Dang, I kind of want to hear these Hondas purr. Hook them up to some water, see what happens. Dang, but oh dude, it's so cool. I don't know what it is, just any military spec, Coast Guard spec, pilot boat spec. type operations. Like, this saddle is so tactical, you know what I mean? Also, I mean, I don't know, I just like checking out sweet boats. This boat was gracing the waters of Alaska. I just think that's pretty cool. I'd be curious if it had the T-top on it, if this is the T-top that came on it or not. I'll go in there and chat with him here in a little bit. Got a nice tea bag on the back. Something cool about a boat like this, though. Something sweet. Over here, Precision Watch and Clock Restoration. Free appraisals, watches, jewelry, clocks. If you're interested in chatting it up with a real cool guy, feel free. I don't even know what else to look for. I mean, it's just a sweet boat all around. Dang, I'm just bummed. I was hoping that it was gonna be for sale. Grab this thing for like 6,500 bucks, I don't know. But he just seemed like a cool guy who collects cool stuff. He said back in lockdown, he's like, I don't know, there's nothing else to do. So I hopped on a government auction site, saw this boat, and drove up to Alaska and picked it up. That's the dream. You know what I'm saying? I see back out yonder, you have some cool tractors and stuff. My kind of guy. Just an avid tinkerer. But this would be sweet. How sweet would that be to fish the jetties in a sweet pilot ribbed boat? Anywho, nothing too crazy going on today. Like I said, just some testosterone filled Saturday shenanigans. Buying a scope. Let me show you that. So here's the Strikefire 2 red dot 1X optical that I got today, if it means anything to anybody. I actually was at Academy and I was about to spend $247 on it. Went on Facebook Marketplace. This was listed for $100. Hopefully I don't forget that up there. But it was listed for $100. I said, dude, I'm on the way right now. Saved me $150 pre-tax. He sent me the address, pulled up. He had a bunch of stuff in his garage. He said he had a carbon fiber Nissan 350Z hood. He said he would sell to me for $30 because he's not a car guy. He's a Jeep guy. He had a set of what looked to be brand new off-road tires and like bullet hole wheels. I forget what they're called, but he had a set of those in his driveway. They look brand new. He said he'd sell them to me for $300, but I'm in my wife's car right now, so I couldn't fit him in there. I couldn't even fit one. That's how big the wheel was. So it's just a big testosterone day. Saturdays are for the boys. I told him though, he said somebody's coming to look at the wheels for $300, and I was like, dude, please, if he doesn't come and get these wheels, message me back and I'll come pick him up. He had 5 of them, 4 and the spare. But yeah, buy a scope, check out some wheels, check out a sweet pilot boat. I'm gonna tell you what, this is gonna be a new tradition of mine. I don't know if that's the right word either. Little flyby. I don't know if that's the right word, but every single time I come to this area, I'm gonna stop by and I'm gonna say, is it for sale yet? You know, I'll buy it as is. I'll get the ribs fixed and everything as is. He said he bought it for 10. I would assume the ribs were all good back then. I'll offer him 65. Just kidding. I'll do some research and pay fair price for this lug and just see what happens, but I don't know. Something like that, just some military spec vessel. I've always wanted to own one. Just for a little bit, own it, do some flybys down the intercoastal, list it back up for sale. I wonder what type of engagement this would get on Facebook Marketplace though. I feel a lot. The orange is kind of off-putting. If we could make this thing black and gunmetal gray all over, probably be sweet. But I mean, the two Honda 4-stroke 60s, 120 on the back end, I don't know. The propeller looks kind of small. Let me pull up back over there. I mean, to be honest, another reason why I was stopping and looking is because I thought this was just completely abandoned and there were two nice Honda 60s on the back, and I'd really like to take ownership of one of the Honda 60s. And like I said, I just thought it was an abandoned boat, and this would be sweet for an upcoming project, but who knows? I would much rather buy the whole vessel. So, pretty sweet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Anywho, that's gonna do it. Just a simple Saturday flyby, checking out a sweet boat. On to the next, onward and upward, my friend. Tomorrow we're back in the shop, tearing down the crusty, crunchy roll skiff. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. But I got a bunch of blades, sawzalls, jigsaws, circular saws, angle grinders. I got it all. And I'm gonna rip everything out. Side console, back deck, front deck, all the foam, ripping it all out. So I hope to see you there. Hopefully I'm not the only one with fiberglass dust in my pores for the next 2 weeks. We all gotta be in this together. Regardless, I appreciate you guys for hanging out on a Saturday, quick and easy. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace. I forgot it. I told myself not to forget it.